Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be my brand new coaching series for Apex Legends. If you want to be eligible for coaching, just follow the instructions on screen. Email me the link to your footage on YouTube with the name of the legend, your in-game level, and how many kills you get in the game in the subject line. Please make sure it's also a minimum quality of 720p with audio, and preferably microphone audio too. It's super helpful to hear your comms. I also want to know in the body of the email why you want coaching. I think all of us can admit that we can get better at certain aspects of the game, so let's do it together, guys. Our first video is from Ori Hunter Doodles, so thank you so much, my friend. Let's get right into it. Okay, so I think in the communications you were sending to me, you said that you were a Pathfinder main?
Time to put some lead down range.
Yeah, looks like it.
Pay attention, you might land a thing or two.
Guys, I've got this super cool pen here. I can draw on people and stuff, and it's going to be awesome. We'll just see how that goes. I'm so immature. Okay, alright. Okay, so grapple travel distance is humongous. Damage done, pretty substantial. Kills 32. Interesting. Maybe it might tell me that you grapple around a lot, but maybe that doesn't translate into kills. We'll see. This
is awesome. I'm the jump master.
Okay. Why did you relinquish the jump master there? Are you not confident in your ability to jump? I mean, if you want to get better at it, man, you just got to do it. Honestly, just do it.
I've been there.
And also, you're suggesting a location that, you know, if you had dropped straight away, you'd probably be there right now. If I just pause it for a second here. Okay, let's have a look. Do you see these guys here? These guys jumped straight away. So these guys were out of the ship and they're already heading there as soon as the countdown time was down. So they're going to make it there before you. So the thing to do is just that if you're not that confident in dropping, just drop. Just practice dropping. Just do the dip and up, get that glide going, and honestly, you will get better in no time. It's not that hard to master. But really, don't wait to try and be parallel with the place. Don't wait for, if the ship is here and you want to land here, don't wait to be here to jump. You want to be jumping from here, because as soon as you're lower than everybody else jumping from here, you're instantly going to be on the ground before them getting weapons, and that is the main thing, okay? Alright, so my suggestion to you is just practice dropping.
Three teams are going here, not sure if that's a good idea.
Okay, 3 teams going there, you don't want to go there anymore, that's fine. I mean, you would have been first there if you dropped straight away, but that's okay. Okay. Separating from your team a little. Maybe work on just like finishing off the drop so you get straight to the door. If there were other people here, then you might have struggled to get a gun before them, but that's alright. You've got a triple take. Got an RE45. You're gonna switch it out. Switch it out for another RE45. That's okay.
Jesus,
Might have just got confused.
Real.
Okay, drop down shield. Nice. Okay, well, I mean, the triple take isn't bad. I mean, it's a long range sniper. It's not as good as some of the other snipers in the game. Your RE45 is obviously short range. That's a great grapple. Probably didn't need to use it. The reason I say that is just because if you were engaged right now, you have no get out of jail free card.
Cool,
So really what you want to do there is try and hold your grapples, not all of the time, but, you know, just try and be aware that if there's enemies around and you're just using your grapples willy-nilly to get around, you've got no get out of jail free card. That grapple is really good offensively, but it's also super good defensively. So you're using it again just to get around a wall to get to some energy ammo, which is cool. I mean, you do it really well, but at the same time, just err on the side of caution. You got the new Havoc gun which came out yesterday. It's awesome. I love it. I hope you've used it before, because there is a bit of a wind-up time.
There's a guy down.
Okay, I just want to pause it for a second. Here. Let's have a look. So here you are. Here's your teammate. He's saying that people are shooting him from down here. Okay, where's your other teammate? Where's he right now? I mean, it's not your job to try and pull everybody together and to get everyone to group, but you can certainly suggest it. I mean, at the start of a game, you really want to stick together because loot is often quite scarce unless you're dropping in the high loot zones. So you really want to try and stick together with your team. I'm not saying that you have to be the one that leads them to do that, but you can certainly suggest it. And you've got comms and you have been talking to them. So jump on the mic and tell people, hey guys, let's stick together, let's group up, there's enemies over here. And that, like, the guys already marked them as the enemies are over here, okay? So always have your comms up and always be talking to people about where people are and about grouping together, because remember, this is a team game and you really want to stick together in this game to be able to win. Okay, so you're getting high ground. I like it. Okay. So you can hear them shooting. Okay, so your teammates are together now. This is good. Okay, so you're still going in. Still grappling. I like that you're trying to keep high grounds. It sounds like they're in that building straight ahead of you. Okay. Let's keep going. Alright, I'm going to pause it here. You're going in completely on your own here. Look. There you are. There's your teammates. I don't even think that they're even facing towards the same direction as you, and you haven't told them that you're going in. So you're going into this by yourself. Now, I don't know how good you are at shooting. I don't know if you're just going to completely wipe this whole squad. This is the first time you're watching it, but you really need to talk to your team more, okay? Like, you really need to tell them exactly what you're doing and when you're pushing, and how many people there are. At the moment, you've said nothing. You've just grappled around the mountain and you're going into a fight by yourself, basically. So you really need to be talking to your team. So let's just see how this goes. Okay, I'm going to pause it here again. So first thing you did was you went in the door and you had your gun out and you decided to shoot at a downed person right here. I'm not sure why you decided to shoot the downed person. I mean, you knew that there were still more people in here. You could hear the gunshots. You could see the smoke over here. So you know that there's people there. And then a lifeline came straight at you and shot you and downed you. And again, you still haven't said anything to your team. I mean, it's a little bit concerning because you really need to be talking to them and you should have been pushing with them. I mean, look, here you are here, and here they are over here. It may not seem a lot on the map, but that's quite a big distance to try and make up to come and help you now. And so those guys are already going into a fight with a man down, okay? So that's not exactly the best situation for them. And this could have totally been avoided if you'd been talking to them. Okay, so let's just keep going, we'll see what happens.
I need help, guys.
There you go. So now you're saying you need help, but you're down, okay? That's, yeah. So you've got to tell them that you need help before you actually engage. They're lobbing some grenades in. Mark him, man. Mark him.
Nice.
Hang on. Let's just go back a second. Let's go back a second here. Okay. It's going to rewind it to about here. Okay. We press play. Pause it. Okay. So, you're down, right? But you can still ping. You see someone here. You don't ping. You just keep your shield up and you face towards it. If you assign ping to one of your mouse buttons, it's so easy to just be able to ping the enemy. Ping the enemy, man. Like, people will know exactly where they are and then they can open fire on them. I think maybe your Bangalore already had shots on that person. I think it's actually a lifeline. I'm not too sure. But ping them, man. When you're down, it's so valuable to have a down teammate that can still ping people. It's super useful. So make sure you do that. Let's just keep going here. Nice. Yeah, so your Bangalore was going for him anyway, and actually dropped him as well, but still, get into the habit of using that ping. It's super powerful. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, stop again. I'm going to stop again. So, you were just revived behind the rock. You went back to that rock, which was great. You got cover. You waited for your lifeline to push up. Okay, so I'm just going to rewind it just a little bit here. Okay, so here you are, right? You just got brought up. There's a lifeline shield. There's the rock that you crawled back to, okay? Now, you're running towards. Now, this is where you stop. You crouch down and you use your med kit. You've got to look at your health right here. Look at it. Look. You've got 1 bar of health. That is a shot. That is a wingman shot to the body and you're dead. You're down again. And then it's still 2v3. But I think for some reason you decide to keep going. I'm not too sure why you decide to go right up. And see, they close the door. So you know that they're in there. You know that they're in there, okay? So now, you're healing. You need a heal. You really need a heal. So you went to go in that door as well, okay? And now you're grappling back to cover. Okay, alright. So, what you really should have been doing, as I was saying just before, is be behind this rock and heal, okay? Get this back up. Get this all the way back up and get at least 2 shields, I'd say. I mean, your team is engaging, but you're going to be useless going into a fight with just 1 bar of health. You really need to heal. So you went to here, and then you went around to here, and you knew that they were inside. You saw them close this door here, and then for some reason you were standing outside the window. They can shoot you through that window, by the way. It is just bars. And then you grapple back around here, which is good. I mean, you obviously recognize that you did need to heal, but at the same time, you've got to be so much more careful of that, okay? All right, so let's just keep going here and see what happens. Good. Tell your team you're healing. Like, I know the audio cues come up, but tell them that you're healing and tell them that you're going to be in. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go from here. Okay. Okay, and stop. So, what was over here? You saw him firing. You saw the flash. You saw the flash of the gun come up. You saw that it was a bloodhound. There he is there, look. If I rewind it. There. There he is there. See him on the right there? You saw this guy. Your teammate has gone down here. And this is the person here. But instead, you run up to this person that's downed and shoot them again. You did that earlier, and I'm not too sure why you prioritize down people over people that are actually up and shooting you. But this guy is your priority. The Bloodhound is your priority. Your other teammates over here getting shot at, this guy is none the wiser to you being here at the moment. If you come in with your Havoc and started laying into him, you probably would have dropped him by now. Honestly, you probably would have dropped him by now, especially if your Bangalore is also shooting him as well. So let's just see what happens here. We'll just continue it on and see how you go. Okay, so you get a few good shots in. You're firing randomly down there. Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, so you know exactly where the enemy Bloodhound is. He's over here. He's in this hallway over here. So you're going around the side to flank him. I really like this. I do really like this. Again, your health is quite low. But that is just purely because your shooting was a little off just then. But we'll just see how that goes in this next engagement. Okay, so you heard that? You heard that noise? The Bloodhound's altered. So he's probably stressing out right now and probably wants to try and run away as quickly as possible. Bloodhound's ult lets him run 33% faster. So it's basically almost like a get out of jail free card if he can run away. But you've done the right thing here. You've done the right thing in that you've come around the back here and you're trying to flank him while you've got your Bangalore over here pushing him this way. This is really good. This is really good. I'm just concerned about this part here. So we'll just see how you go in this situation. Okay. I'm just going to let this play out. I'm just going to see what happens here. Okay. All right. Let's rewind it. Let's rewind it a bit. Let's go to here. Let's go to here. Okay. So you come around. There he is. Okay. Now, what do you do in this situation? You pull back a bit, give yourself some room to be able to aim down sights and fire. Okay. But for some reason, you go right up to him. There. And start shooting. Now, I will say, you maybe need to work on your in-game sensitivity as well. It seems like you're a bit like this, whereas you want to have a real straight line of movement, okay? Anything that's like this, you've probably got your sensitivity set a little too high. So you want to aim for smooth, fluid motion, okay? Because that's the best way to get kills in this game, okay? When you're strafing, it's about trying to keep your target here dead on the person and just be able to strafe left and right on them like that. Okay, that's the best thing to be able to do, unless of course you're going for headshots, but again, I don't think we're quite at that level just yet. But let's just see what happens here, because for some reason, I'm not too sure why, you go for the melee. Okay, I'm going to pause it again. You've still got rounds in your gun here. You've still got your Bangalore, but I'm not too sure why you're going for the melee. I mean, a melee does do 30 damage by itself, and sure, maybe it would drop him, but what happens? You go down again. Okay, so you're going to have less health again. You've gone down, and now it's a 1v1. We already know that your lifeline is down over here. So this isn't a good situation, but of course, we know that the Bangalore does it again and kills the enemy, so he's doing really well. And you did take a big, yeah, so you did take a big, yeah. I can hear in your voice, and I can hear that you were a little, you know, relieved that that situation came off for you just then.
I killed that guy, by the way, I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, you've got to be super careful, okay? You've got to really think about your engagements. You've got to think about, you know, where your positioning is. You've got to think about what part of the body you want to be shooting at. You've got to think about, you know, if they're ulting, you got to think about where your teammate is. I think you did really well in flanking round to the left, and your Bangalore was pushing up through here, and then you flanked round to the left. I think that was really good, but you still need to remember about keeping that distance, okay? That is the main thing with this, is just trying to keep that distance, especially when you already knew that your health was super low as well, okay? So let's just keep this going. Good job using the lifeline heal drone. Nice, you've got a shield battery that'll get you up to full shields. Okay. I also noticed in the loot box that you went to before was an R301, and you didn't take it. I would be totally taking the R301 over the pistol that you've got right now. It's one of the best assault rifles in the game, in my opinion. So, I mean, we'll see what you do. You've got the select fire receiver, so now, yeah, it's awesome.
Cool. I have a sniper now.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a Fallout gun. It actually reminds me of like one of those like Fallout guns. I mean, is that just me? So you've still got the pistol, and you've got a weapon which is on single fire at the moment. This isn't great.
Longbow here.
The ring's close. 10 seconds.
Longbow. Going back for the longbow? No. So you do take the R301. Okay, good. Sweet. An R301, guys, kitted out, is super, super, super powerful. I honestly think it's one of the best guns in the game. Okay, nice. Again, you know there's open doors up here. Like, you could see that there was open doors, but you're grappling up. I mean, you couldn't really hear any shots, so I don't know. Were you intending on looting, or were you intending on engaging just then? You need to, again, be careful, because it's 15-second cooldown for his grapple, and again, it is a get out of jail free card. Grappling again. I feel like you just like to grapple. I mean, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. It's just that I try and use it so that I can, you know, move up with my teammates. Sorry, if I'm quite far behind them, and also I use it just as a way to be able to get around the enemy if I know where they are, and also as a like getaway card. Basically, it's really good for getting away with. Okay, good. You're gonna go for the beacon. Okay, nice. This is so useful, being able to know where the next circle is. I must say, your grappling is very good. You seem to be able to time it really well. You time the disconnecting off the grapple really well in this game. The one thing I think you probably need to practice is maybe just your engagements, just how you engage, when you engage, and just your shooting. Okay, so were you confused just then? Let's just go back a little bit. It looks like you looked at this for quite a while. Now, remember, if you can use it, then you will have a picture of your weapon on this card. It'll show you that it can be attached to it. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, I'm not sure, and it's also an extended heavy mag. You don't have a heavy weapon down here currently. You don't have one. You have an assault rifle and another assault rifle. I think the Havoc's classified it as an assault rifle. So just remember that, okay? You probably might need to learn up on some of the attachments. I think I heard, yeah. Okay, stopping it again. I heard your lifeline say that there's a standard stock over here for your assault rifle, a purple stock. You could attach that to the R301. It makes it super powerful. It makes it so much more stable for when you're firing full mag, okay? So maybe you're not too sure about what some of the attachments do. Maybe just like, there's heaps of stuff online, man. Just read up about the stuff online about how exactly the attachments work and what they go on and exactly what their benefits are. It's probably going to be super helpful. I mean, you'd even looked at it. I mean, do you just not want it? I'm not sure. That would have been perfect for your R301. Always prioritize those things for your weapons because they make them so much better in engagements.
Oh, wait, that's just my character.
Doing that on your Havoc? No, you dropped it. Okay. So you're ziplining up here. I mean, that's fine. You're in zone. You're getting high ground. But you're not really telling your team what you're doing. You're kind of just like leaving them and just going off like ad hoc. Remember, the most important aspect of this game is oh, that was close, is teamwork. It's working together as a team. Using the communication system, the ping system. I mean, sometimes you don't even need to speak in this game. That's how good the ping system is. But telling them exactly what you're doing. I mean, they came up with you in the end. But at the same time, you know, it's always good to be telling your team exactly where you're going and what you're doing.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
I can push camping in Fortnite award.
Okay. Looks like you guys are just wanting to maybe camp out this area, just wait it out to see if any teams come towards you through the zone. You can see where the zone is. I'm not a huge fan of this approach. I think if you want to get better at the game, you really need to go find those engagements. You really need to kind of like put yourself out there and get into those fights to be able to become better at those one-on-ones, which as we saw earlier, you know, you do need some work on. Okay, that's not going to let you stand on that. Yeah, there you go. There's some areas of the map where it just won't let you stand on it. It'll warn you. So yeah, so now you're not with your team and you're down the bottom. But again, that's just something that you're going to learn. You're going to try and grapple up. I don't think that'll work because I think you know this, but let's just cover it anyway for anyone else that doesn't. So you're trying to grapple here. This is right above you. Sorry, not lifeline. Pathfinder's grapple is super useful because it allows you to be able to fling yourself around the map, as you've already shown us. But when it's most useful is when you're able to fire your grapple at a distance that's most furthest away, because it allows you to be on that grapple for longer to be able to sling yourself up. This is directly above you. The only thing this is going to do is just pull you straight into the side of the mountain. So let's just watch here. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. Yeah, so you're trying to go straight up. I see what you're trying to do. Yeah. So if there was a longer distance, then you might have made it because your grappling distance would have been longer and it would have flung you up higher. That's kind of the idea, that you guys want to try and fire, if you're going to fire your grapple, that you want to try and fire it at something that's, you know, as furthest away as possible, basically. So when you latch on and then you use your strafing keys and then use your mouse to turn and look in the direction that you want to angle around in like this, that basically the longer the distance, the more that grapple is being pulled and the more it's going to fling you away. Okay, that's just really important to remember, especially as Pathfinder. I think all of us, to be honest, are only really learning how to use this ability, the grapple, right now. You know, like when we first started, I even know when I first started that I was just pulling myself straight up onto buildings and pulling myself straight up onto ledges. I had no idea that you could even try and fling yourself around. It's amazing. He's certainly come into his own. Okay, yeah, you are Grapple King. You just seem to love grappling. Yeah, and you took a while there just to look at those attachments. Maybe just learn up on that, man. And just remember, you'll see the picture of your weapon if it can be attached. If that attachment can be attached to your weapon. Ooh, wingman. No, he doesn't go for it. I don't personally go for the wingman. I don't think I'm good enough with the wingman, but it is devastating in the right hand.
Yep.
Okay. So, what could you do here? What could you do that would make your life so much easier in that situation? I do it all the time, especially if I'm playing with randoms. I say to them, ping where the enemy is, ping where the enemy is. You get a ping on screen, you get a little like ping up here if the person actually pings them as well, and then you know exactly where they are. What you're doing right now is that you're aiming down sights, and that makes you so much slower. And also, if I just rewind it just a tiny little bit, you're going to see that you're actually doing it out in the open. Watch. Okay, so you know where they are. There. You see where you are? See this? See up here? You're completely out in the open and you're aiming down sights. So you're slower, you're not going to move as fast, so you are a sitting duck for other enemies, okay? What you really want to be doing is using that grapple that I've seen you use so much and actually try and get some high ground, maybe head up here, maybe head round to the right, tell your teammates that you're doing that, get them to ping the enemy for one. So you're still aiming down sights. Okay, shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. I think the number one thing for you to work on is probably your engagements. So where you were earlier, when you were sitting up, I think it was here, and you were camping this spot just here, and you were just waiting for enemies to come to you by the looks of things, you really need to be pushing those engagements. You need to be hearing where those gunshots are and encouraging your team to push in. I'm not saying be like suicidal and go crazy in there and die. I'm saying to go in there and try and actively engage an enemy in a smart way. At the moment, what you're doing is you're standing out in the open, you don't know where they are, and you're aiming down sights. As I said, you're a sitting duck for other enemies, man, so you really, really need to be careful. But in this situation here, you actually spot the person. There. Shoot. 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 One. So you got one off, okay? But in that time, that enemy saw you, and look, all of that's gone. All of that is gone now. So now you've got to recharge your shields, and you did how much to him? 40. Now, okay, so he's gone. He's gone. Okay, cool. You're backing off. You're backing off and stuff, and you're going to heal your shields. That's good. So in that situation just then as well, I didn't hear you say anything to your teammates about how much damage you did, what kind of armor he had on, and you didn't ping him. The main thing about this game is knowledge. It's about knowing where people are, knowing what type of armor they have, and knowing what type of characters they are even as well. You could have said just then, hit for 40, purple armor. That's super useful to know, because in this game that purple armor means that he's got one extra bar of shield here than you do. That's really helpful to know. And it's also really helpful to know if you break that armor. In that situation, I don't think you did. I think he might have been a bit low, but you didn't break his armor. Normally breaking his armor, it sounds like glasses breaking. But I don't think you did that in that situation. But you need to be calling it out. You need to ping him. You need to ping him on screen and be like, it's a lifeline, purple armor, hit for 40, and then ping him. That information is so valuable to the rest of the team. They have a drop on the person. They know what type of legend they're engaging. So they probably know that if they did break the armor, then possibly the lifeline's healing herself. And they also know exactly where that person is as well, and can then reposition to engage. It's super important to let them know that information. Let's keep going. Okay, so you're charging your shields. This is good. Okay, so you heard shots to the left. Okay. Please, please do not engage this person. I see that you pinged them. Okay. Why did you engage that person? Why did you engage that person? You know that there's people up here. You fired on them earlier. This guy is all the way over here. He's not your priority right now. Your priority is the people up here that your team are engaging. I saw that you pinged the person. That's really, really good. That's good. So now your team knows that there's someone there and they can be aware of it. But again, jump on the comms, man. Tell them that there's someone off to the left. You can see on your map up here where you've pinged the person just here. So the person's not that far away, and your team is here. So he could push around and flank them there. So it's really useful information that you actually tell them on the mic that there could be someone coming up behind them. Because then they can reposition, possibly come over here with you, try and back you up. We'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes here. Okay, you're getting, yeah. So,
Where'd he go?
you haven't said anything, you've gone down and you haven't said anything to your teammates.
Oh.
So, he shot you from behind. The Wraith, the team's Wraith that was obviously up the top here, has come down, round the back of you, and shot you from the back, and has knocked you down. So you knew the person was from behind you. We'll just rewind it just a bit so you can see what I'm talking about here. Because, back a bit more, too far. Let's go from here, So you missed all those shots as well, by the way. Stop. Okay, so the key thing to look at here, look at this. This arrow is pointing to where you're being hit from. You know this person's right behind you. Here's the rock that you healed up behind earlier. So the person has flanked around from up here where you were shooting them to begin with, round the back, and is now engaging on you here. Okay, so you know where this person is. You know that the person is there, but you don't turn around. You try and run away. You probably could have turned around just then and maybe engaged. Let's just rewind it just a little bit again and have a look. So, what do you have available right now that you could have used? You're being engaged. What can you do? What have you got that I tell you not to use so much that is a get out of jail free card in this situation? You had blue armor, so you've still got almost full health here. This is what you could have used. If you had fired this, and I'm not saying this would have saved you, but if you'd fired this over here, jumped just as it hit the ground, it'll fling you up in the air and you'll be able to slide away, and you possibly could have got to some cover over here. I'm not saying it would have saved you, but possibly that could have happened. So you know that the Wraith is over here. So yes, you know that the Wraith is somewhere here. You know that that's where she is.
Where'd he go?
But you're looking around, you're looking around. You turn your back and turn your knockdown shield away, and now you're down. So you knew where the person was, just always face that direction, keep your knockdown shield up, and also, what haven't you done again? No comms. I didn't hear anything from you to say that you were down. I didn't hear anything from you to even pinging where the person might have been. You had an idea where they were, you probably could have pinged just then. Okay, yeah. Alright, okay, so my top suggestions for you. Use your microphone more. Tell people what you're doing, enemy locations, what type of shields they have, what type of legends they have. Trust me, it can make playing with randoms so much more easier, and it just allows you to be more cohesive as a team when you know more information together as a team. Look at your in-game mouse sensitivity. I mentioned that your mouse movements seem to be a little all over the place during some engagements, so just play around with the settings until you find a sensitivity that works best for you. Seek out engagements, maybe drop in some high loot areas sometimes. Just practice engaging with people. You're only going to get better, and sure, you'll die. It happens to me all the time as well, but you will get better at those one-on-one engagements. Altogether, I think your grappling is pretty much nailed down. Just keep practicing it, and just remember to use it as a way to disengage as well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Ori Hunter Doodles, I really hope this helps. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to submit a video for coaching, then make sure you follow the instructions on screen. Leave a like if you liked the video, leave a dislike if you didn't, comment below, and subscribe for more, guys. See you later.